If your real estate CRM is just a digital Rolodex where you send generic monthly newsletters, you're burning your pipeline. I managed 52 solo transactions in a single year using an automated 4-layer database system that still sounded completely like me. Today we're jumping into the screen. I'm going to show you exactly how to architect your CRM to automate the busy work and predictably extract referrals so you have time for the conversations that actually matter. Let's build this out. Before we look into the software, we have to talk about the strategy. Most agents buy a CRM, turn on a default 10-day drip campaign, and wonder why their leads are unsubscribing. Or worse, they sit at their desk, staring at their past client list, wondering what excuse they can use to call them today. That is consumer-level sales tactic, and it doesn't work. The goal of the CRM is not to replace you. The goal is to duplicate your best communication habits on your best day. It is about leverage. You should never have to call a client and say, "Hey, just checking in." Let me show you exactly how I architect my pipeline to give every single call a purpose. All right, so let me be clear. I did say don't send a generic monthly newsletter. So I want to start first with my weekly newsletter, because prior to having access to our own Lofty where we could really automate things and have a completely unlocked version, if you're interested in that for yourself, let me know, comment Lofty below, and I'll definitely reach out to you. But I sent weekly emails. In full disclosure, this is on Constant Contact and it's plugged into my Lofty on the back end. You can build this and it is a template available within our Lofty account, but I was already doing it. I was already running it. I was getting a good open rate, so I chose to stay here for now. So it has Denver's changing fast. Homeowners need to understand what it means. Goes into a little bit of a blurb here. Then I have 2 of my YouTube videos from the past week here that they can see. Call to action, schedule a call, what's happening in Denver. So if you're not really interested in the $20 billion shift in Denver and you want to know what's going on, this is from Memorial Day weekend. You can go to the Rapids FC Dallas game and you can click this button for full details and it takes you to my website that they can click the certain events and get a link directly to the tickets, right? I built that with Claude. That's for a different day, right? And then I have my active inventory so everyone can see that. And then I have a search home in Denver and Northern Colorado. They can click that, takes straight to my website. Thinking about your own home, then we go here, give me a call, another call to action. They can schedule a call here or here. And then I have a couple different things, my app, what's my home worth, and buttons for them to click, as well as my social media links. So pretty cool there how I stay in touch and provide value. Right? If you're not looking to buy or sell, you still have access to see what's happening in Denver. You can see what homes are doing. You can click here and just search around. And all of this stuff triggers information to me that people are, clicking around. So let's go over to Lofty. If you don't love that, you can come into my plans, company plans here. And these were built by myself or my business partner, Adam. And we can look over here and say, let's say we have something, instead of a drip campaign that's just like, "Hey, are you ready to buy? Hey, if you could wave a magic wand," you could stay in contact with people with value-driven information if you didn't have the bandwidth to do a newsletter and come into here. Okay, your credit's not where it needs to be to buy a home. Boom, here is step-by-step drip campaign that you're on that we can plug you into. Now here's the deal. We took these emails and we made them generic so that people could take them and plug them over here to ChatGPT. And I can just say, make this sound like me. Now, the more information you have about yourself loaded into ChatGPT, the better. But even still, I'm in my generic chat here, not in any of the projects or anything, but I can say here, let's cut through the noise. That's definitely something I would say. It's not just a random number. Lenders use it to decide if they'll approve your loan, what the rate you qualify for, and what your overall loan terms may look like. So this sounds a little bit more like me than the generic thing. So I could come in here, copy and paste it. It still has the Lofty custom value there. I could copy and paste it into here and save it. And now this is my own version of what's going on. So that's a really cool piece as we go. There's a couple steps, if you are part of our Lofty, make sure you create a copy so you're not changing this for the whole team. But as you can see, this goes on forever with a value-driven campaign that helps people that need the credit repair piece. So I don't need to send this to my A+ buyers that have 800 credit scores, right? Because that then becomes a not item of value because they don't care, and then I'm just filling their inbox with something that's not relevant to them. Those are basic drip campaigns. But here's the deal. I use the newsletter, and when I actually reach out, it has weight, right? I can go as far as putting this into, the closing date. And after a buyer closes, I have this set up to where it says, okay, the closing date triggers, and then they have 3-day, 3-week, 3-month follow-up. Those are tasks for me. A lot of people think that drip campaigns are only emails and text messages. The truth is, with automations on the Lofty platform, we can set tasks for people. So I have a task to call my buyers after we change their file to closed in the CRM that says call them, right? And it gives me a reminder of what to say. And then 3 weeks later, it says call them. Sends out, everything you need. And then obviously, if you go into 365 days later, it triggers my annual asset review, and we start moving forward with that. So you can start to automate things based on people's place in your ecosystem instead of just having one big thing that goes out. That's why we have the newsletter, because that touches everybody. My past clients, my sphere of influence, any contractors I might have that might be home buyers at some point, all of that, they get the general information, okay? And it's all driven back to my YouTube channel, back to my social media, so that they understand that yes, they get this email, but as they start to do that, they click on that video, they subscribe, then they're gonna get notifications when I'm doing YouTube videos and so on. So these closing dates and things, you can make it about them and where they're at in the process. And I think that's a big time piece of what people miss, right? And then every year, because that automation happens, I'm reminded, okay, it's time to send them their, brownies, fairy tale brownies, shout out. And then that process starts. It notifies my assistants that the brownies go out, then it notifies them that I want to schedule an annual review, and then we get that going, okay? Now let's look at tagging, because this is an important piece of the puzzle. So now you can see here, we have some tag options, and I'm gonna show you actually how I set up this client appreciation event. So that's a good one. You see annual review month, you can see a lot of different tags here that we can go into. Now, all of these tags have a purpose. It's not a field of tags that, no one's ever going to use and I have to sift through them or code them in a certain way, because we are on our own Lofty platform. That's what my partner Adam and I sell. If you're interested in that, please DM me or comment Lofty below and I can reach out, because it's a completely unlocked version. It gets rid of a lot of the riffraff. So tags are really how I generate a lot of my automations, because there's things like 26 Lake Day client appreciation event. So when I come over here to landing pages, you can see that I've built a landing page. Okay, and I'm going to open this one just to show you what it kind of looks like. And I'll open this one. Okay, so I'm having a client appreciation day. It's in the past now, but here we are. And this is my landing page. It has all the event details. It has everything. It has the call to action RSVP here. When they fill this out, I get a trigger and the automation goes. So once I fill this form out, then all of a sudden I become tagged in a different way, and I can show you how that works as we go. So I'm going to come into client appreciation Lake Day here. And actually I'm going to go to this one because I built this one because currently you cannot send video texts, and I know that's a way that a lot of people will connect. So what I did was I actually took the same form, I embedded a video that I recorded on Loom, and what I did was I took a screenshot here so that when people get this, they're going to see this screenshot, right? It's going to say RSVP on the link below. It's going to be like, oh, there's a video. Well, they can't click it live, but they're going to click it. And so they can watch the video. And I just say, hey, I'm excited. Let's get out of the office. Let's go to Lake Day, whatever that looks like. And it drives them back to this same form. Okay. Now that's the form. When this form is filled out, as you can see here, 26 Lake Day client appreciation becomes the tag. So every single person that fills this form out now has a tag. And when I want to go, see who's coming and go buy the hamburgers and hot dogs, I can just go through here, sort by this, and I can go, buy the stuff I need. So now let's go back behind the scenes to the automation which drives this. Okay, so when I go into my plans, I can go to Lake Day, RSVP received. Actually, let's go to the invite first. Lake Day invite says, hey, I went through and tagged all the people with 26 Lake Day invite. Notice when I was on the test page, it said 26 client appreciation, whatever. So I went through and tagged all these. I did, a mass tag. So I clicked everybody that I wanted to invite. And I said, add tag, 26 Lake Day invite. Then they got a text that says, hey, you're invited. This is when it is. Click there. Hey, come out, hang out at the lake. They got the email with a little bit more information because there's a little more room. Wait 5 days, ask them again. Okay. Hey, first name, don't miss Lake Day, RSVP, spots are filling up. They got a text, it's similar, right at the same time. We waited. Now this says, hey, last call for Lake Day. Boom, here we go. So that is that piece of it, and that's how we did that. Now, the cool part is if they text, see, auto pause setting, the tag's triggered that Smart Planner deleted. So when this tag gets deleted, then this plan stops, right? You don't want to sign up and then keep getting, hey, come on. So that's an important piece that I utilized. I built another plan right behind it with Lake Day RSVP received. And as you can see here, 26 Lake Day client appreciation. This is what's attached to the form. So they fill out the form, they get this, then they come here, 26 Lake Day invite. They're removing the tag. Move leads from tag 26 Lake Day invite. So that deletes that. And then we come in, you're in, they get the information, they get some more information, text confirmation 5 minutes later, Lake Day reminder tomorrow. And then we wait till after the Lake Day, 26 Lake Day appreciation. Now I did the date, I'm having it on July 12th. I did August 3rd because I may want to have that list available to say, hey, follow up, thanks for coming, so on. So that's a little thing that I did there. But as you can see, I've separated the CRM to say, okay, these are the people I want to invite. They have the form, it's all in here, and they're getting texts from my Lofty phone number so that we're kind of moving from my personal phone to the business phone as we go, because that's something new for me. And so as you can see within the CRM, and instead of just checking in, right? I created an event so I didn't have to just check in. Hey, do you want to come do something cool with me? Right? Hey, you get my weekly newsletters. You don't need me dripping on you for other things. Oh, you do have a specific thing. Maybe you can be on my weekly newsletter and you can get my, credit repair campaign. So very much personalized and so on. So it's not just like, okay, I can only do one monthly newsletter. Everybody gets it. I'm going to talk about things all over the board there. That's not really what we're doing here, right? You have to provide relevant information, such as even in my weekly newsletter, I'm doing the videos that I'm spending time creating about the development around Denver. That impacts buyers, that impacts sellers, that impacts renters. And so you have to kind of think through that and what value you do want to provide. So make sure that it starts with tagging when you're doing these little groups. And there's other ways within our, Lofty here that you can manage these things. There's segments, there's, the pipeline is more like your, client journey and so on. So we teach you and train you how to use this, but tags is pretty universal and you can use it on almost every CRM for small groups that you want to separate and you want to do things like invite them to an event. Because you don't want to invite, perfect strangers to an event that's going to cost you money, because then you'll be renting a lot of paddleboards. Finally, I want you to understand this is where I live every morning, right? We have tasks here that we can go into. It has opportunities, today's tasks. If those campaigns trigger a task, it can come here. Or if I get a new lead, it's going to pop up and say, hey, you got a new lead. I've already gone through and cleared them out today, but this dashboard is of utmost importance. You can come in here and you can see all your inboxes and what people are saying. And the dashboard is a place to start, right? I have one transaction near a deadline. Okay, that's a big deal, right? Because I have my transactions loaded, it's telling me that this home is near a deadline for a transaction. That's pretty cool. So I can see everything, I can see my listings, I can see what's going on, and I can build this out as I go. And now I no longer need to, dive into a million different apps because it's all housed here. Another really cool thing you can do with tasks, especially in this day and age of CRMs and everything, is you can say, okay, just saw on Facebook this client had a baby. I can go and put a task right into my CRM on my app on my phone and say, hey, this person had a baby. You can use a tag, you can just create a task within that thing. And then when I come here on Monday morning, I'll be like, oh yeah, I need to reach out. I need to send them a gift. I need to congratulate them, and so on. And I don't say, hey, you just had a baby. Do you need to move? It's more of like, hey, I noticed this. Congratulations. Whatever. I can give my take on fatherhood, whatever you need to do. And so that's key. So setting this up takes time, but it buys back your life. Automation can scale your business, but if you don't inject your actual personality into it, these workflows, it will destroy your trust. You cannot just turn the AI features on, step back, and let the chatbot talk to your clients. Good strategy depends on communication and listening. Use the CRM to surface the right person at the right time, whether it is for the annual review or the event invite. But when it comes time to have a conversation, you need to be the one having it. If you want to skip the trial and error, I have actually packaged this, like I've said, in our exact Lofty setup. If you want to see if having this fully unlocked system plugged directly into your business could help you scale and buy back your time, let's talk. Click the link in the description to book a one-on-one consultation with me. You can always reach out or DM, but before you start plugging thousands of leads into any tech platform, we have to talk about the legal reality of 2026, feeding your clients' personal data into standard AI chatbots. It's a massive liability. And guess what? I recorded a video on just that. So click this link on the screen where I break down the strict data protection guardrails your real estate tech must have this year before you lose your license. See you on the next video.